How's it going, guys?
Hey there.
Andrew here.
And Caleb.
Welcome to the new and improved LCR.
If you could tell, the audio quality is a lot different.
Lights, Camera, Reaction Podcast.
HD.
Oh my.
Wait. LCR Dolby.
Dolby Cinema. Enhance the sound of our podcast. If you want to,
Increase the black.
Long story short, we have a new setup.
Yes. We got our ideal setup.
Yes. We are, I'd say we're like, how far? Like to 100%. We're like.
Oh, like perfect setup? Like ideal setup versus what we got?
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably good. 60%?
60%.
I mean, for the budget, 100%.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If I had all the money I could spend.
Stupid money.
I mean, honestly, probably only spend like $1,000 because the microphones I had my eyes on are the ones that everyone has, the $400 ones.
Yeah.
So that's $1,200 right there.
When it comes down to the drain, like to the pinpoint, it is the mics.
Yeah.
That cost the most.
But these mics got on sale and they're great quality.
Yeah.
They're recommended by a lot of people. Audio Technica is a great brand.
A good starter one.
Well,
for sure. Better than what we were using. Mm-hmm. Before I was using the mic off our camera, and then Caleb was using his mic. That is this, correct?
Right. This is the XLR Phantom version.
Yeah.
Where the one I had on my computer is USB, which is why you can hear the graveliness in our voices a lot more. It sounds deeper and richer, but I'm not gonna act like
I like it.
Like an audiophile. And
we got little arm crane things too.
Oh yeah, the booms are nice, and we got little shock mounts. So like, I mean, you hear a little vibration, but it could be a lot worse. Like just grab the mic and move it. It's got a little wiggliness to it. Well, it's canceled out now.
Needless
it's got some windscreen, so like
we are excited.
Our P's aren't as hard.
This is a step up.
Oh yeah.
Also, I guess we'll just do.
We're gonna have some video soon too.
Yeah, we're gonna have some video coming up this month.
Yeah.
Like, give us like 3 weeks. We're figuring it out.
Try to clean up the table a bit so you guys don't see all the horrendous wires all over the place.
It's a little nasty. We had to cut up the table a little bit too. So
yeah.
R.I.P. Goodwill-ish table.
Could have done a whole vlog about that. I felt really bad because I was doing it like 9-10 o'clock. I had the Sawzall and literally just like it just vibrated. I was like, they're gonna kill me.
Sorry, neighbors. Hope you're not.
They
hope
have
your
young
children
daughters.
aren't sleeping.
Probably were. But we saw a movie, and not.
But first, hold on. I just want to take a second. 6,000 views, man.
Oh yeah! Wow. Thanks, guys. This is the first video. Well, yeah, this will be the second video actually. But again, just say it again.
Like
we had our first viral
hit. Like Caleb, I went on vacation this past weekend, and that's why the Joker reaction came out late. But he calls me, and I'm looking at the phone. I'm like, why is Caleb calling me? Caleb's probably called me less than 5 times in our like entire life. What's going on? And
is the apartment on fire?
Right. What's happening? Was everything stolen? Like,
what happened?
Did Caleb have a midlife crisis? He's like, yeah, dude, I moved back up to Illinois. Like,
what the fuck?
But no, he was like, dude, check your phone right now because I think mine's broken. And the views,
there's no way this is right.
It was like at 283 is at least what I think I saw, like the number I saw.
I saw 260 flat.
But. And I was like, what is this garbage? Is this real?
Like, dude, we're famous. Our most popular video at that point was the channel trailer, which is floating around at 160 still. And that's just ideally because...
that was like me like literally messaging all the people that I was like small acquaintances with.
Please watch this video.
Just watch the video. Maybe subscribe. I don't know. But dude, and as of today, this is Monday morning at like almost 2 a.m.
Technically morning, yeah.
We peaked 6,000. Like we're almost at like I think 6,200.
I feel like a month from now, before the end game hype ends, this could crawl into the 10K range.
The 10. Oh my
dude, you
gosh.
know For good luck, I was blasting 10K by Jakey on the way home. I was like,
I remember when I was just like,
5
dude,
digits, bro.
like this could get like 2,000. You're like, nah, bro, this can get so much more.
Literally, I was like, this is gonna double the Ninja Warrior video, and it did. It tripled.
It did.
Technically, what's it at? 1.6?
I think
1.7?
so. Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely tripled.
The mentality of knowing that like 6,000 people
right
watched at least a few minutes of it. It's a little weird. You're just like 6,000 people just watched.
They watched it for about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Around there at least. So thanks guys. Thanks for the 20-ish
20
new
I
subscribers.
think we were at like 52 and now we're at 71 as of when we're recording this.
Oh yeah, we were at 52, so almost 20.
Almost 20, like, and you know, if a new sub is listening, like really, like thank you for subscribing and then listening to our other content. More is on the way.
Please let us know. Engage in the comments.
We were like
literally
having
reply to every comment.
And people called Caleb out so many freaking times.
Oh my god, I get it. It's not the space stone. It's the fucking Serenity. I get it.
That one guy was like, nice video, and then just ranted you for like 3 more sentences.
Literally. Dude, the Infinity Blade that Thanos was in that shot, it's cool. We'll have to talk about that later.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
Just any excuse to watch that special look again.
But anyways, guys, we're gonna jump into this podcast.
We're talking about the DC.
Yeah.
With Shazam,
or Mr. Philadelphia, or
the Red Cyclone,
Sparkle Fingers,
Thundercrack.
I wrote that one down. The OG
it sounds like
one.
A butt thing.
Literally, when he said that, I was like, butt crack. Like I was like,
Thundercrack.
I want to just
initial thoughts.
Well, first, I just want to like state, I have no idea who this character was. The only thing I knew him from was Injustice. Wow. And literally all I knew was that
you got the concept, and that was it.
That he was a little kid, because like his introduction, this little kid would run in, like getting ready to fight. He'd be like Shazam, and then it'd be like this dude, and then they would just fight, and like he had electricity, and he could fly, and like that's all I knew. I don't know any of his villains. I mean, obviously I know about Black Adam now because that was like going to happen a few years ago when they announced that with Dwayne Johnson. And so like, I literally know nothing about this. Like, I mean, obviously we're not going to get into spoilers right away, but like the end, like with like the big finale, I was like, what the fuck? Like what just happened? Like
a very cool villain.
Very cool. But then like,
his motives,
how Shazam won, what he did, I didn't see that coming at all.
Exactly.
Like I was like, what is going on right now?
Exactly. And I have a lot to talk about with that.
I got a good chuckle out of one of the characters.
I think I know what you're talking about.
We'll get there. But your thought, like, I mean,
I was probably about the same level. I know a little bit more because the DC animated version of what's it called? Wow, I'm totally blanking on it. The battle with Darkseid, where he comes and invades, what the movie was based on, the live action one.
Okay.
Where he sent dude with horns and dumb hammer with the bug people. What's that called? David's gonna roast me for forgetting this.
Did you read the New 52?
Yeah, the New 52 one. It's God, I'm forgetting the lineup. It's everyone in the jail as you expect except Aquaman, and then Aquaman comes in. No, Aquaman isn't it. It's in the animated version of it that he's replaced by Shazam.
Okay.
And so I knew a little bit more because he was in that. And it was weird. It was kind of like a Spider-Man Civil War kind of thing where they recruited him for it, I feel like, if I remember right.
I mean, he technically is a kid.
So he was introduced and some time was wasted with that. And then Aquaman was brought in later, doing a cliffhanger with the War for the Throne or whatever. Like he was declaring war on the surface. So that was cool. So yeah, I barely knew a little bit more.
And after this, I want to know so much more.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued. But as far as non-spoiler thoughts, overall great movie. I don't know how much you agree with me by saying I thought my list is Aquaman, Shazam, Wonder Woman. As far as
I mean,
the DCEU at the moment.
I'm still a fan of like I like Justice League.
Yeah,
and I do like Batman v Superman. I would really like to go back to those two because I haven't seen them in a very long time. But like,
I just say those three because I feel like those are the safest ones. It feels like JL and BVS are just scrapped and they're rebooting.
Right? They're like people don't like them. They're toxic. They're people yell at each other.
Yeah. And strictly because Batman's gone or Batfleck's gone and
Possibly.
Supes might be recast.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But how I would rank it. It's hard because like
it is hard because they're all different movies.
You look at the first 3 DC movies and they're kind of dark and they're realistic and they're serious, and then you look at Wonder Woman, which also is dark and serious.
Yeah,
you could see that they were kind of going to the lighter side. Suicide Squad is just an abomination in itself, so we don't talk about that.
It's a spin-off anyways.
But then I think,
and it's not the Suicide Squad.
No. It's hard because like I almost feel like it's kind of its own movie, and like I think that's the cliche answer to say is that like when I look at this, I'm like, how do I compare this to Aquaman or to Wonder Woman? Like they all feel different, which I kind of like that they all feel different. You don't want two heroes to be like, oh, those movies felt exactly the same.
The way I looked at it was that I felt like this movie was more about a kid finding his home that just so happens has superpowers more than a superhero movie. And that's why it feels so fresh.
Yeah.
And it really stands out. Strictly on just that.
It gets real.
Yeah.
Towards the like kind of like
there's some real themes
third act, like when the third act starts kicking in, like
and a lot of it's predictable.
Yeah, it's predictable, and actually,
it does feel like it does cater more towards a younger audience. Well, not cater, but like it's more widened of a net.
I love the music.
Yeah,
the music. There was some.
Nothing really stood out to me too much, but on a second viewing, some more of it will stick.
I like the. I don't know what the song's called, but it's like you were one of those classic ones. Like,
do you remember one?
I wish. Yeah, it was a like a middle school scene or whatever, high school scene. I don't know what grade they're in, but it was like it played for maybe like 30 seconds.
Ooh, what grade are they? Because he says he's 15.
Is that freshman year? Freshman or sophomore?
Freshman.
Probably freshman.
Yeah, they could have been freshmen.
Freshman or sophomore, one of the two. So, I'm trying to think of just a little more stuff, just vaguely talk about. I thought the costume was on point.
God, yeah.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. I think DC gets their costume downs to the best key possible. Like,
I just love the texture. That and the suit.
It literally looked like the comic.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't try to take, and like with Superman it's a little goofy, like just like the underwear kind of style, so you have to make it look a little more techie. But like when you look at like Guardians of the Galaxy, they're just kind of wearing clothes.
Yeah.
You look at
they are iconic now because we're just used to it. Like especially Star-Lord.
But like when you put Star-Lord next to Shazam, you're like, which one would you consider more of a superhero?
Honestly, I feel like Iron Man is the only one that really stands out because it's the Iron Man suit.
Right? Especially the new one. Ooh, it looks like OG
that buff
Iron
suit.
Man. And so that's one thing that I really liked. I thought the villain was great.
Yeah. I do see how we are kind of spoiled with great villains.
But like I don't think he was like a bad villain.
Yeah.
And it is potential for him to have
it's not one of those
role.
villains where like you can flip it and be like, oh, he thinks he's the hero. He's like, no, he definitely sees himself as a villain.
And I kind of
But he's not throwaway. He's very unique. There is a lot of CGI in some aspects, but it's not a mess like Wonder Woman.
No, not at all.
It makes
and
sense.
that villain was so still. Like, and like I get what they were trying to do.
That's why it felt so fresh.
Is that like with Wonder Woman, they were building up Ares, but then they wanted.
And there was a lot of theme issues and contradictions that fucked up the ending of that movie.
And the twist that it was just this, it was Lupin from Harry Potter. You're just like, oh come on, that's not Ares. He's an old dude. Like, that just doesn't make sense.
Ares with the caterpillar
right.
of a mustache.
It's but yeah, I thought he was a good villain. I loved.
His family's great.
The family's great.
All the Foster scenes are great.
I mean, yeah,
Mary,
Ooh.
that older sister, and she is 22, so we don't have to feel bad about.
Fine, there we go. Mwah. She is a cutie.
I do wish we got a little more of the parents involved.
Yeah, I like the one dude. He's from The Walking Dead.
Really?
He's
I was just getting Jason Momoa, like big wholesome Jason Momoa vibes from him.
He plays kind of like there's this guy called King Ezekiel. He's like the black dude with the dreads that has like the tiger.
Yeah.
And like his like second in command dude who has like this big axe. That's him in the show.
You know, that sounds familiar.
I have no idea if he's still alive.
In the show.
Yeah, I have no idea if he's alive in the show anymore. But I liked him in the first season that I saw him in. But I think that was the only season I saw him in. So that's where because like I saw the trailer, I was like, I know you, and then I was like, oh yeah, Walking Dead, that's what you're from.
I feel like we can talk about that later in the spoiler territory. I think the only really big downside with this movie is it just falls victim to too much exposition. So Act 1 falls kind of flat because it was like half an hour. It felt like.
I feel like it almost took an hour to get Shazam.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah.
And I get it because they're developing the hero and the villain at the same time. Mm-hmm. Like we know nothing about.
There was a lot of time for the villain in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like there was like at least another scene or two, and I was like, wow, like we haven't even met we met our hero, but we haven't met like the actual hero.
Right.
Like yeah, and so.
Dude,
I can see that.
Fuck that dad. Fuck that dad.
Oh, seriously. You know what? All right, you just want to dive in.
Yeah, that's pretty much all of what I had to say.
It's really good.
We're in spoilers now.
Let's talk about that opening scene.
So, a lot of it was like, none of this would happen.
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, I could see, like first off, you're like, it's Christmas. You're not going to play toys. Who the heck are you that you're not going to let your son play
Al
toys?
Pacino wannabe looking ass guy. Motherfucker.
Yeah, and I like...
And is his older brother like the golden child?
Right.
And the one in the back is the bastard kid that
just
because
he's young.
Yeah.
Like, just because he's not mature enough
where he's like,
to relate
stop
to his
playing
father.
with toys. And then the brother legit steals the toy from him. He's like, that's my boy.
Yeah, and then he throws it back to him, like he's still playing with it. First off, do you think a Magic 8-Ball is a toy?
That's the lamest. If that's his idea of a toy, that's probably his gift that he gave him. It's like, here, he got his gift shop, but he doesn't understand his son.
I just, when you did you like instantly pick up that was the villain?
A little bit. Yeah.
I didn't pick it up till, like the frost started going over the car and everything.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, like this must.
Yeah,
be,
that was probably the
this
moment
must be the villain. Like this must be kind of like his origins.
Yeah.
And like
I was like, there's no way this is the wizard that gives Shazam the powers later on,
right?
Because that's a black actor.
Black actor, yeah. And so when we go into the realm, I love the 7 Deadly Sins.
Dude, that was such a surprise.
Yeah,
that was not spoiled in the trailer.
They hid that marketing very well because if I would have seen that, I'd have been like, oh, come on, like,
yeah.
But they're really cool.
My only gripe with them is I do wish they were different colors. Just being their designs were great. I just feel like it would have popped a little more if they had more shading, just a little something.
And I feel like their voices were too similar.
Yeah,
like they all like you could tell they kind of like. It might have just been one dude doing different pitches of the same voice.
Right.
But, like, I wish one, like, had, like, a creepy, raspy voice or something like that, like, to stand out from other ones.
Maybe just because, like, not all of them talked that much.
Yeah, not all of them did talk. But for them to just have a little more personality, which one was your favorite?
Ooh.
I thought Gluttony was awesome, especially, like, when he opened up his entire belly.
Looked like the Thing.
Yeah, that was a really cool one.
Probably... Greed was pretty cool just because he had 4 arms.
Greed was the cool one. What did the winged one? Which one was that?
I don't know. I was trying to figure it out because the ones that stood out were Greed, Envy.
I mean, Envy played like the plot point of how he was gonna win.
Gluttony, Wrath. What were the other 3? Lust. God, I'm so bad with that.
Wait, sorry. I'm trying to say him now. So greed,
The ones that
lust,
stood out.
envy,
Yeah.
wrath,
Gluttony.
There's 2 more.
Right.
Wow.
It's hard.
It's hard.
Nobody really talks about the 7 deadly sins,
I love them, though.
which I guess is a good thing.
The only movie that really stands out is 7. With Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman.
God, we're going to sound so dumb.
Lust?
We said Lust.
Motherfucker. Yeah. Somebody in the
And
comments.
Lust. Okay, we got 2 of them. Sweet.
Somebody in the comments tell us what they are, because I'm too lazy to look it up on my phone right now.
Shoot, what was I going to say?
I don't know.
I do think they'd look too much like Space Jam if they were like different colors.
It would have been too cartoony if they did. Like
not like poppy, but just shades. Like one was a dark blue,
red,
one was like a dark green, a dark red.
Fair enough.
That would have been nice. But yeah, that was cool. That little device thing. Why has it got to be an 8-ball? Like he likes an 8-ball. Oh, he's gonna go to this ball. I like how he just put his dad's shoes on. I was like, no, you don't touch that.
And
at first I was like, why is the most evil thing right next to where he could be? Put that in the other room so he doesn't hear the voices.
One thing I wanted to point out
is a good test, I guess,
is that I feel like everybody would fail if from 1974 to 2019 he couldn't find the perfect Shazam, and then what's the bad guy's name again? Savannah. He went there.
Right? Yeah.
He got his orb, left. I almost feel like Shazam was in a crisis, and so the next person he got, he was just like, take it. Like,
yeah.
I need somebody to do it now. Like,
so Billy didn't have that temptation.
Yeah, like I wonder, like if Billy was just summoned, would he have been tempted to grab the orb instead? And I don't know how it is. I guess you can count
that as a plot hole.
It's not like a bad one. It's just kind of. I'm just curious. I'm like, is that like, do they bring that up later in different comics or like?
And I guess we saw that Billy isn't pure of heart. He kind of took advantage of his powers, but he
definitely. Well, also in like the opening scene introducing to him, like he like literally traps 2 cops he breaks open into a pawn shop. He traps the cops, goes into their car, gets on. That's some illegal shit.
Well, to be fair, I thought he was going to steal the car at first.
I didn't think that far because I was like, this kid can't drive.
He's not doing anything maliciously. He's doing it just because he wants information.
Fair enough.
So as a cop, that's easily just a slap on the wrist. He's not.
I mean, and that's what he did. He just got a slap on the wrist. Stealing the lunch is like,
some cops wouldn't take that too lightly. Of course, it had to be a Philly cheesesteak.
Right, of course, Philadelphia. I just want to rewind because we keep going forward. But when the little kid gets back and he's like, no, like, take me back. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
yeah, why did you crash the car? Like, he's just banging on the window. You could just be driving like a normal man while the big brother's taking care of it.
Yeah, why are you also looking behind?
It's not like Heredity level of him hanging his head out the window and bam, which honestly, I feel like the dad would rather lose his child.
Right.
He
and
hates that kid.
I liked, I didn't really see that coming. Like, they spun out and I was like, okay, everybody's safe. Yeah. And then this redneck truck comes out of nowhere and flips him over and his dad gets paralyzed.
Yeah, instead of dying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, we didn't. I thought he died, like or was gonna die.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna die. Because it showed him like.
We do find out that he survives later. Yeah.
And like, I wish we saw a little bit more. Just like maybe there's just like kind of like a montage of what happened after that. This is your
fault. Fuck that brother, dude.
Because one thing I don't think they explained well with the villain is like. How did he get to where he was?
Oh, right, yeah. Because he was funding the research to figure out everything, and he's a doctor.
And he must be a genius, you know, if he's a doctor.
I assume he's just got the money from his father.
But like, it seemed like his father hated him, you know. Like, how did he get that? I just feel like
he wasn't a board member, but maybe he could still use that money to do his own thing. So, I mean, like I said, he's a doctor, so he probably went to school and graduated. So He had his father's money to go to school, and now he's able to make his own big boy bucks.
Yeah.
A lot of implications. I guess you just have to go with it.
that introduction happens and we're introduced to our main character, Billy Baxton, which
can I just say I think that's the most satisfying DC name.
Billy Batson.
Just to say Billy Batson. Billy Batson. Billy Batson.
It's a good name, man.
The alliteration's great.
Yeah, you need like Clark Kent, kind of like Bruce Wayne. Like there's these names.
Bruce
that
Banner.
stick.
I know it's not DC, but literally all superheroes.
But like there's just like
Peter Parker.
What's like
Peter Parker picked up.
What's Star-Lord's actual name?
Flynn. Peter Flynn.
Peter Flynn.
It's definitely no. Is it Flynn?
I just feel like they all stick, like J. Jonah Jameson. That also sounds just great.
Mm-hmm.
Like Billy Batson.
Anyway,
but
you were saying
no, so we're just introduced to him, and I do like the little joke where he goes and it's a black girl. And
oh yeah, I think
like,
you're my mom.
You're not my mom.
That sucks. 70 different addresses.
So here we go. I'm just gonna kind of
the flashback scene where he loses his mom. He's adorable.
Okay, this is where Andrew was a little confused. I don't think the movie did it directly, but I think the movie should have worded it a little bit better because I wrote it down. There are 2 points. After when he goes back to like the one girl that's like telling him, like,
the counselor.
Yeah, the counselor.
Lady.
She was like, your parents got divorced when you were 3. He went to jail. Oh no, sorry. That was his little Asian brother said that.
Oh, when they found out, like why the names were different.
He went to jail. She went like when you were like 3, and then when the mom said she was 17 when that scene happened at the carnival, and so I think I need to watch it again because I feel like there was just a little confusion on how old she was supposed to be. Because like,
oh, did they say the name? Did the Asian kid say her name when she got divorced or whatever?
I think somebody said that like your parents got divorced when Billy was 3.
Okay.
And then like that's when he got lost. And then his mom said she was 17 when she had him. And so I feel like there was just a little confusion because in the flashback, you could
be married when you're 17. No. Yeah, okay, never mind. Did she say she was 17 when he lost her, or she was 17 when she gave birth to him?
That's the thing. I don't know if they clarified that enough. At least for me, I was a little confused because in the flashback, that kid looked at least 4. Like 3 to 4. And so I was like, wait, so were you pregnant? Like, did you have the kid when you were 14? Did you have the kid when you were 17? Like,
thankfully,
did you get divorced?
I don't think it matters that much.
It didn't matter, but like, it did confuse me for a few minutes. Was that just a point
they were like, no, I need to know?
Yeah, like I was just like, I need to know. Like, it just doesn't add up. Like, the time doesn't add up and so like, it just confused me a little bit. I was just, and the person I saw it with, they also noticed that in directing the scene, the first flashback, the colors are brighter.
Yeah, I did like that, how everything
the second
was a little different.
Because how I assume they do it is the beginning scene, when it was brighter, it's the memory of Billy, what he remembers, and it's like
glossy and whatnot.
Yeah, and like she's saying sweet things, but then when the mom's actually telling it, it's realistic colors, and she's like frustrated, and like at first, like when like he lets go, like
obviously you're like a mother would know instantly, like
you feel the tug, and then you just kind of turn with your child, like for her to like, but then like
I like how everything does fall into place. They're like, okay, this all does make sense.
It makes sense, but like in that first scene, I was like, what is going on? Like,
which is a cool feeling, because you do forget
that.
about it later.
Yeah,
because it's not that big of a point. But then when you realize her side of the story is like, oh, you didn't want to find him.
You didn't want me. That's like the worst thing you could ever hear.
It sucks from like the perspective of like the cops, because they know if a mother was looking for their child, they would see the cops, go right there, get the child. In cases where the child is found by the cops and the parents don't show up, they know the parent isn't showing up because they don't want the child.
Yeah.
And so that sucks being like, it's okay, buddy. They're going to come back. They always do.
Yeah.
It's like, do they always come back?
So, and like, then like, I know we're jumping really far into the movie, but like when he does like finally meet her, like, and she wouldn't even hug him.
Yeah.
Like, you gave birth to that kid. Like, the mother instinct, like, don't you have it a little bit?
Right. You feel like 10 years later, 15 years later, you at least want to know how they're doing.
Right? Like,
and have some guilt or some, maybe it's just because her life is still shit.
I'm not trying to like make people feel bad for me, but like, that's how like.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could have been Billy.
Like, that's how like my biological father, like, he, I guess, came to visit me like just a few times when I was a little kid, and then not a word until I was 18, and then he messages me on Facebook, and I'm just like, nah, dude, you weren't in my life you weren't there for me my whole life. Why I don't need you. Why am I going to give you a chance? And so
I don't know if it's just like a guilt thing. They're just like, I don't feel like I can talk to you.
Right? I think that.
God, when she was literally like, you're doing okay now, right? Like, I don't have to take care of you. You can go back to where you came from,
right? Like, I think that's when the realization where he was like, you know what? Like, I've been chasing a false dream, like, of...
Which is great, so he could stop being a fucking dick.
Right.
Because later in Act 2, Billy was a dick.
He was. You're not supposed to like him. But have you seen Big? Tom Hanks?
No.
It's kind of how the story goes, too, because...
Taking advantage of it.
He realizes how much cooler it is to be an adult.
Right.
And you get to do all this cool stuff. And so, I mean, we all dreamt that. We all wanted to be...
I want to see boobies.
Right?
I want to see
boobies. I wanted to be invisible so I could, like, sneak into, like, girls' locker rooms or, like, Victoria's Secret and stuff like that.
Okay, we're really jumping.
We're just jumping. This is a podcast about Shazam, and we're just chilling our new setup. I dig it.
Enjoying life.
God,
yeah, Act 1 just took forever, man. Dude, the bullies...
Oh, gosh.
I don't know if I was just privileged in high school. Like, I didn't get bullied, but I also didn't see people get bullied that hard.
To the point where they fucking hit him with the car?
Yeah, they hit him with a car and nobody does anything.
Dude, like, and then they literally start kicking him to death.
Nobody's doing anything.
Where is the dean? Where is a crossing guard? Where is somebody? Like, I was like, these are... your stereotypical
dude.
bullies.
Literally, the siblings didn't really do anything either.
They just kind of stood there.
Can we just talk? First off, they legit parked the car there in another scene, like they do it all the time,
right?
In Philadelphia, a city, who just lets two punk ass kids park a truck on the street on the curb,
like,
and not tow the damn thing.
The first time, the parking doesn't really make sense because it's like the end of the school day.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, why do they just park here? Oh, just to hit him? The second one, they like park there and then they go to school. And so I'm just like, is your car parked there the whole day?
Yeah.
And like, it just, I think they were just a little too on the note on being your typical bully, like in high school. And then like,
I'd like to imagine nobody gets bullied like that nowadays.
The line where they were like on the Ferris wheel and he like spit, he's like, oh, I just hit a baby. And they laughed. I was like, what the? It's a baby, dude. Calm down. You're not the devil.
that was definitely your fucking save the cat moment.
They were just like, calm.
We get it.
Right? Like, let's go. Like,
I legit thought they were going to cut to, when they spit there, they were going to cut to the kid again. I was like, did it really have to land on him?
Or out of all people.
The crippled kid?
But a baby instead. Like,
baby.
It's like a dead cat or something. Like, oh my gosh.
Screw those
get
kids.
it over with. Yeah, they were a little much.
Yeah. Foster scenes were nice, like we said. I feel like
okay,
those foster
first,
parents were too nice.
It was a little awkward.
Oh yeah,
like the introduction to everybody, and especially like the
Darla.
hot girl when she was like on the phone. She's like, "What do I say? I'm excited for." And she's like, "What do I say?" I'm like, "What the?" She didn't be prepared for this, like, and like, I guess the little black girl
Darla,
is the daughter from This Is Us.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I guess that's...
She was pretty adorable.
I thought Us. I was like, no.
No, This Is Us. She was pretty adorable.
Uh-huh.
I had, except for I do have a little star here that says movie experience because I had some interesting experiences in the movie. One being the people to my right, where they literally clapped at almost everything in the movie.
What? Like
Like,
the funny parts where you're supposed to laugh, they clap at?
yes.
Oh, are they?
Because they were
Is
excited.
That are those? My mind is just shutting down. Are those the type of laughers they are, where they laugh and have to clap too?
No, like they were like claps of like excitement or joy. Like when they saw her, they're like, "Oh my god, she's so cute!"
Stop.
Right? Like they were a little much.
That's literally like after the third time, you have to lean over, and look them dead in the eye. And just
Oh
like,
my gosh! Don't get me started.
that's so annoying. She was a bit much. She was cute and all at the beginning. I was like, if she's gonna be in this all the time,
Yeah, I'm glad she kind of disappeared because like
she was too much of a
prominent
ray
character.
of sunshine.
Yeah.
She her adult version. Hands off on the casting there. Yeah, I do like the little subtle take notes, J.K. Rowling, with the bigger Mexican kid when they're in the strip club and he's like, not my thing. That's a subtle way to show that your character's gay. Instead of be like, oh, I know that movie came out like 3 years ago, but this character over here, he was gay. Did you know that?
Yeah. I wish they would have delved on it a little bit more because it seemed like he was struggling at school when he threw away his math test and he got an F on it. Like
sequel material.
Sequel material, yeah. Like,
and the Asian kid. Oh, dude, the Hadouken. Love that part.
That here, I'll just bring it up now.
He was a bit much. The Asian kid and Darla.
Yeah,
they were too much.
They were too stereotypical.
Those are obviously child actors. No kids act like that.
No. When the Asian kid grows up, when Eugene, I think is what his name was, when he grows up to who he is, that dude's from 13 Reasons.
Oh, really?
And he's such a fucking douche in that show. And so, like, I saw him and I was just like, oh, no, I can't take you seriously, man. Like, you're on 13 Reasons. Like,
he was weirdly proportioned.
You're one of the reasons. Like,
oh, no. Spoilers. Just kidding. Never watched that show.
Oh, my God. It's garbage. And so, like, I just couldn't take him seriously. Because, like, I didn't recognize anybody.
No. The older Mary looked familiar just because she's in Hawaii Five-0, and I only see that because my dad watches it.
Fair enough.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
But, like, I saw him, and I was just like, instantly I knew who that was. And I was like, how did you get this role?
And then Darla. I've seen that actress before. I just don't know where.
Yeah, I didn't do like research into who they were. The parents were nice. They were a little too.
Again, I don't think they were realistic. I think they were too nice for foster.
Yeah, I mean,
foster parents.
They had that connection that they're like, oh no, we both were foster kids.
Yeah,
so like they try to make it a little more like reasonable, like why they.
I just feel like the big
that.
reason why foster kids run away is because the living situation is shit. I was like, I would love to live there if I was a foster kid.
Right.
I don't care if there's a few holes in the house.
Right. It's like foster's home for imaginary friends, but for like real kids.
Yeah. And these kids seem bearable. And God, what's the crippled kid's name?
Will?
Was that his name? Will?
William? I don't know.
I'm
really bad with names.
They were great. Great duo.
Yeah. I never really cared for the Game of Thrones line.
Oh, yeah.
Even in the trailer, I never really thought
that
it was
and if you could fly or be invisible, what would you rather be? You gotta fly with the conversations.
Yeah, those were.
Stop putting these in the trailers.
One thing that I thought was interesting is that the jokes in the trailers, usually you don't get the most laughs out when you're watching the movie since you've seen it countless times. Like, nah, dude, like people lost their shit with the jokes from the trailers more than like the jokes that were in the movie that you didn't see.
It's so dumb.
And it was like people like busted out during the Game of Thrones one. I'm like, it's not even funny. Like, but then the other one where he's like, yeah, I'm on like 3 weeks of the cancer. Like,
oh yeah,
I thought that was funnier than the Game of Thrones one, and like nobody laughed.
It was too dark. That was dark humor.
Nah.
It's because that was a pop culture reference. And, you know, Game of Thrones is only 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away, somewhere around there.
You never responded to my picture that I sent to you.
Yeah, I was too. That's literally when Shazam ended. I was like, I have other things to say right now.
Quickly, what would it be? The picture was Would you rather watch Game of Thrones season 8 or Avengers Endgame? Obviously, if you're a fan of one or the other more, that's an easy one. Yeah. But if you're like Caleb, who's kind of tied, what conclusion would you want to see?
Game of Thrones.
All right, there we go. He's more of a Game of Thrones guy.
Because you can see Endgame, and then we can talk about it.
Oh my gosh!
Just kidding.
Back to Shazam.
School scenes are fine. It's just literally like
detective moron.
It's Moran. That guy was nice. He's just doing his job.
I love that joke where he was like, "Oh yeah, you're the security guard that we all love."
that all my kids talk about. No, this guy sucks. He's like, I'll talk to him later. Yeah. There's nothing really in between. Like, let's just get into that when he becomes Shazam.
All right, we driving into it. Like, first, actually, I wanted to bring this up. When we're going back to the villain, let's talk about him because he still gets a few more scenes before Shazam comes.
Oh yeah.
He realizes what the code is that he needs to do.
He said do it 7 times.
Yeah, and then he's doing it, and that one girl's like, "This is my research. You're interrupting my research. I know you're the biggest funder, but like this is my research." And then he does the thing, and then it's there, and then she's like, "Look at this door," and like smacks it, and then just burns to death. And I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, I legit thought she just had like her hand was burned.
I was
not that she would disintegrate.
That doesn't make sense because then he just touches the doorknob and he's fine.
I feel like partially it was like the evil spirits did it, and they wanted him, so obviously they were going to burn him.
Maybe, but those evil spirits are trapped in those statues. Like they can't really do anything. I don't know. I just thought it was a very forced
magic and bullshit. Gotta let it slide.
It was just a very forced, cheap death to be like, "Ooh, this is the bad guy." Like he doesn't give a shit that a scientist, like a human, just died.
Like I jumped. It was pretty. I mean, Dolby. Like
like when she screamed or whatever.
No, like that noise of her hitting it, and it was like boom.
Oh yeah. It was kind of like a ooh, but then like
it was like a thunder explode. Probably thunder because Shazam electricity.
And then he goes in there. He says, "Screw you, old man," and gets the orb.
What did he do? Like, why didn't the wizard just like shoot him before grabbing the ball?
I think because he was just low on power.
Yeah.
It was like what? Almost 40 years. Yeah, 40 years.
Powers can flow through you.
Yo, I like the joke when Billy touches it. He's like, "Grab my staff." He's like, "Ew, no."
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Put both hands on
it. Random homeless looking dude that asks you to grab his staff.
Right.
Yeah. I would react the same way.
I did like I know I'm jumping back to the villain when the orb just gets shot in his head. That was kind of a cool little like, ooh, so that's how he gets it. That's cool. Yeah. It looked cool. I liked the little scar that he had, and I liked the sunglasses that he would wear to cover it up.
Super cool. Mark Strong brought a lot to the table.
I love that guy. He was really good. I think he was having a fun time playing a villain. I think, obviously, because he was the villain in the first Sherlock Holmes movie.
Oh, I never saw it.
Oh, no, he's really good in it.
The Robert Downey ones, right?
Yeah. So
I've only seen bits and pieces.
And then the last scene, kind of him when it's just kind of him alone as like the villain when he goes and visits his father's.
That was great. I was getting some real Spider-Man 2 Doc Ock rampage.
Yeah. And he literally,
dude, throws his brother out the goddamn window.
Yo,
high-rise window.
What was the joke he said? Like something about like give thanks or something about like I don't remember what it was.
Tip my tongue. I totally forgot until you mentioned it.
I loved it. Like it was so good.
I legit love how everyone just started freaking out. There's like, oh,
it was realistic. Like it was like sometimes like I think background actors are like very minor characters are kind of corny.
They sold the scene,
but like they like because it's hard when 7 CGI characters are just they're like okay pretend there's these creepy monsters with like these red eyes and their tongues are coming out at you. Like it's kind of hard for average actors.
I don't think those were really background. Those definitely were regular.
Okay,
actors.
Fair enough. But like they're not like actors.
They're not A, B list.
Yeah, they're more like they are gonna have a small role on a NCSI episode.
Yeah,
and
they still get that residual check.
That one dude like got his head bitten off
Yeah,
by the winged
dude.
sin. That was cool.
Like, I was like, all right. They showed him biting his head off. They didn't. I mean, they cut after, but they didn't cut before.
Like they were like, no.
Homeboy's head's gone. You gotta see this.
And then I kind of thought the dad was gonna live, but he's like, nah.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like live with this torture now. Nah, Greed got to kill him.
Yeah,
Dude, Greed like fucking pounced. I thought it was just gonna be like they were gonna close the doors with him creeping out on him, but no, he jumps on that ass.
Like he's dead. Like they wanted to make sure you knew that
he was dead on impact almost.
Yeah. And then the corny little like when he's in the elevator, it's like family, and then just
that was a nice Fantastic Four moment with Doctor Doom when he's in the elevator.
Yeah.
Different scene, but elevators punching close enough.
So yeah, I thought he like because after that, you know, he's the villain. He's definitely the villain. He's set up as the villain, and yes. I thought they did a good job setting him up because then his mission is to find the chosen one and to beat him. And so
the chosen one.
Finally talk about the chosen one.
Shazam.
Or as we said earlier, Mr. Philadelphia, the Cyclone.
Movie totally changes, dude. The Billy Batson's child actor was fine. He was great.
Yeah, I thought he did really good.
But there's something about Zachary Levi just stole the show at that moment.
Hell yeah, dude. Like,
especially how much he changed his voice to sound like a little kid was perfect. His timing of the jokes and whatnot, how he talked was, dude, like I caught myself 2 times just smiling. I didn't notice, like when he's just on screen, I was like, I look like an idiot right now.
Like
I was just so happy.
My only downfall with it's not his fault at all. Like he gave a great performance, but like when it turns into Billy Baxter as a kid, I just don't think the personalities matched because he's so freaking happy when he's a superhero, and then like when he's a kid, he's just mundane. Like even as a kid, I'd probably still be like, oh my gosh, like I can just turn into a superhero whenever I wanna, but like he's just all like still acting like he doesn't have superpowers when he easily could just say Shazam and he would become a superpower.
Maybe he's just showing more of his childhood stress when he's a child, but when he's in adult mode, that's when he's able to turn the crank to 11. He's like, I'm so excited.
Maybe. I mean, I
do like how they answered what we thought was a terrible editing cut with the beer, then the snacks was instantly fixed.
Yeah, because that editing, I was like, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
It's so funny. I'd like to buy your finest beer, please.
And then he turns, and then the little kid just.
He literally looks like he looks like Ellie when she like looks like she's
Tim
done something
from
wrong.
The Christmas Carol.
He's like all hunched over. She's on me. That scene was great. It was like, oh, your suit could be bulletproof. Shoot him in the face.
Shoot him in the face.
I legit thought he was gonna be like, dude. He's like, yeah, shoot me in the face.
Like what if he just died?
Exactly.
And then where did the movie go from there? Like if Billy Baxter just died.
The fucking flossing wasn't necessary, but they got out of the way.
That
was nice.
I did like the very opening, like when they're just testing out the powers, and then the pepper spray scene, and like the girl, like he goes there to save the girl, and the girl's like,
yeah, that was a good like she was fine.
I saved myself. It's called pepper spray. But then like eventually she's like, just take this money. You never saw me, and he's like, dude. We just got $73.
I thought she was just tossing him a $5.
Like literally everything in her pocket.
She basically she accepted the loss. She's like, you know what? I could have gotten robbed. Let me just take that money and give it to this man that could kill me.
Right.
Literally.
Not just rob me.
I thought she was about to like pull the pepper spray out again. She's like, all right, I'm done with this conversation.
Wonder if he's immune to pepper spray.
Dude, and like him discovering his powers in that moment where he just like goes there immediately with that super speed.
It flowed really well.
And
that,
then
like,
punches him and he flies across.
He like picked it up really fast.
That was him screaming. I pepper sprayed him. Oh. Good for you.
Yeah, I thought that was really good.
You didn't need saving.
I liked the whole YouTube thing. And his name was like Manager Hero or whatever.
Yeah. That stuff was really funny. I do like how he would do like the secret tests at the same time, like when he lit the box on fire when they're trying to do the teleportation test, and he's like, "You start charging."
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Oh, the invisibility / IQ test, hidden IQ test.
Right, and the guy's like the stranger just calls him an idiot.
Yeah. So funny. God, there's just so many. I wish I could just write down every joke.
Right, there's so much to talk about. Oh gosh. I'm just gonna bounce to just kind of. They had a running joke was the Santa.
I didn't need that payoff at the end.
You didn't like it?
Eh.
I thought it was pretty funny.
The one F-bomb was okay.
I just like
Dude
that he
was just
kept going
down.
off. I thought it was great.
I feel like they're
I
trying.
just feel like that's how like people like this thing when people talk.
I just don't get why the news reporter
kinda,
was just like, "All right, I'm not getting my mic back." I feel like it's part of their job requirement that they need to get the mic back since it's live.
But I like the first one where he was just like, "Santa's always here by your side," and then he's like, "Oh, fuck this," and just like runs off. It's like, "Oh well, Santa." Yeah, like,
did this need to be a Christmas movie?
No, but I'm kind of glad it is. It's like Die Hard now. You got your
oh my god,
because freaking Iron Man 3 doesn't feel like a Christmas movie. It just takes place during Christmas.
What's the dude's name? Shane Black.
Yeah, Shane Black. All his movies.
That's the vibe I was getting. I was like, I know he didn't direct this. Why does it feel like he did?
Yeah, why does it have to take place during Christmas? Just
Right.
because, like, foster kid? Make it feel more sad that he's alone on Christmas. Oh, dude. This might be my favorite joke of the night because it kind of got meta when they're both floating in the city and he starts saying his evil monologue and then it cuts to Shazam and it's just quietness. He's like, "What?" And then it just cuts to him going at it.
Your heart.
It's just like, "I see your mouth moving, but I can't." I was like, dude, this is the best joke of the movie.
Really
That was probably my favorite joke of the movie. I thought it was hilarious. I was like busting out laughing because it's so true. Like when you're talking and like you kind of feel like from a great distance you still could hear each other, but it's just like no.
Unless one of your powers is also that you can talk really loudly,
right? Or like super hearing.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll have tons of stuff to talk about in between, but I do just kind of want to talk about Act 3, the finale, because I have a good amount of questions.
Okay, well let's talk about let's talk about like the whole like when he like kind of
Sure.
Shut up. When he like just starts ditching school and he becomes kind of like
the dick arc.
When he like kind of just becomes like a joke and he's just like, look what he becomes a street performer.
Yeah, and he wants money. That's all he wants.
That's all he wants. He's just like, look what I can do with my hands. And he had like a little guitar thing for people to throw money in.
Yeah. Yeah, this little they never got back to it, but like when they went back to their room during like one of their montages, they just had stuff. Tons of stuff. The like, foster parents aren't noticing that they have expensive shit in their room. Bless you.
Was there a spike on that?
No, it's very quiet.
All right, good.
These mics are very all about being in the business.
Yeah, I still sound stuffy.
I do like how the roles are reversed. You're the stuffy one now.
Right.
I'm sure my mom will comment that you need some Mucinex D. You'll be fine.
Thank you, Mrs. Buki.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense that yes, this kid just got superpowers. He's going to take advantage of them. And he's not a pure kid at this moment. He's only in it for himself. He doesn't care about family.
And like even like when he takes a selfie and the couple walks away, he's like,
usually people give me something.
You're a couple, I guess. I guess what are the odds that the chick he saves is his sister?
Dude, you just got accepted into like an expensive university. Why are you just walking with your hood over your head, not looking both ways? You would have died.
Right, you would have died.
I felt like there's this weird like, does he want to bang?
Dude, Barry? I kind of thought like that was gonna happen. You know what
isn't weird in the aspect that they just met a few days ago, or like literally days apart, but like in the future if that happens then it's weird.
Yeah, if like it was kind of like a
because
one-night
now they
thing.
are building that brother-sister
Yeah.
relationship,
But like I thought she was gonna have the hots for like Zachary,
right?
and then he was like, okay, like.
Oh my god, he accidentally says his name in the middle of the act.
I'm Shazam.
That's his climax. He's on Shazam. They get blasted. She might die though, because if she's on top, then the lightning bolt goes through her.
Just straight down the middle.
Kind of forgot about that part.
That'd be sad.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I thought that was a little like obviously you needed a way for the other siblings to start finding out.
Oh yeah, I did like the sneaking in scene. That was really nice. It's like good night. Who's that?
Right. And then I do like how he discovered how he finally could turn back.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah.
I think I got that spoiled for me on some sneak peek or whatever.
Wow. I hate sneak peek shit.
Yeah,
So
it was
annoying.
fine though.
Um,
She's great at keeping secrets. I'm moderate.
I liked all the like superhero merchandise and that he had like an authentic bullet from Superman. That was cool.
And a
like,
batarang, even though it was just a replica. It's like, I know you stole my bullet. No, I didn't.
He did, and then he lost it. Dick.
Which makes sense. It's like, all right, we got bigger things in our hands.
Right.
I like it when he went to go unzip the backpack to go get it. He's like, reverse the back. He's like, oh, come on. Really?
Adult hands. Big hands.
Like how they went to the strip club just to get free wings.
Like,
they're very... What took so long? They're very persuasive. I need more money.
Bouncing back to the Dick arc. When he shoots the tire on the bus, like that, like scene in like the trailer.
I legit thought he was just gonna let people die because he didn't know how to save them.
When that first person like hit the windshield, I was like, fuck.
That's a 10, 20-foot fall.
That would hurt. And then like everybody just starts falling. I was like, damn, like this is like kind of serious. Like
the fucking dog. When he wants to put the bus down.
That was a nice joke.
Puppy move.
That was a nice joke.
He literally couldn't just turn and put the bus down.
I liked how they both got in, like, the kid and Shazam got, like, had, like, that marriage.
Oh, yeah, the argument.
Bittering back and forth. And I kind of like how, like, the news camera just, the guy was like, you know what, I'm just going to plant here.
Yeah, of all things, why is this kid arguing with the adult superhero?
Right.
And the adult
wouldn't that
superheroes.
be, like, the thing, like, why is kid arguing?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
And
then ends up getting his ass caught. Dude, wouldn't you... The kid was so oblivious. Everyone's running away. I think Shazam can cover his own ass.
It was just
caught.
forced.
Yeah.
Like, where he was... Like, he literally... Billy. He literally said it like 8 times, and I was like,
Billy,
oh my gosh, fucking run, dude. Everybody else is gone. Just run.
I really like this voice. Billy Batson, where are you?
Like,
I can't find you.
That was just a stupid, like, the writers were like, what else am I going to do?
We need a way for him to get caught.
Yeah, we just need a way for him to get caught. And, like, what are the odds that there's a TV right in front of him that's playing the news? Because no mall just has a random TV playing the news. Like...
But this mall does. Have you been to Philly?
Right. And yeah, I like the chase scene where he's like just trying to run away from
Getting
this dude.
his ass kicked.
Yeah, that was nice. I also like when he tries to lunge over the building, but then just totally eats shit like halfway through the building.
Leaps buildings in a single bound. So funny.
Nope.
Dude, all the test footage was great.
Yeah, all the test
So
footage
good.
was great. He just like flicks the barrel with his finger.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I do like the part when he does the flight test and then falls. He has immediately say like, "Why aren't you talking?" That was for like a different part. That was nice. It just felt really forced if that was the case. Homeboy can fly.
Yeah.
I wonder who can fly faster.
I wonder
Superman.
how did he awaken his ability to fly?
It's just his desire not to die.
Right? Like, what really... Like, I wonder in the comics how he learns how to fly. Because, like, I feel like you'd learn it eventually. Right. Like, is it in that moment of peril when you learn it? And, like, he didn't even learn it. It almost looked like he learned how to float, almost. Or
maybe
like,
it's, like, a cathartic moment where you need to have that rush of emotions and adrenaline to get past the gate. I do love how literally the magic canceled each other out. in regards to immunity, where he just punch him and he feels it and starts bleeding.
Oh yeah, like the magic against magic kind of.
It really did a good job of raising the stakes, because I felt like because if Shazam can't stop him, literally no one can, because Dr. Zervana has 2 of Superman's 3 weaknesses, which is electricity and magic. He would decimate Superman.
Electricity.
Yeah, it's so weird. And then, God forbid, he teams up with Lex Luthor. He's like, I also got a kryptonite spear.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, not Lex. Batman. Because Batman's got the spear.
Right? Oh, gosh.
Oh, my God. So, yeah, it was like, literally, like, if he gets these powers, it's like, game over.
Game over, man.
Who's going to stop him?
I did like the little reference of the big scene with the piano.
Oh, that was so funny.
Yeah.
When he starts charging, doom, doom, doom. Yeah, you know what? I didn't get that was a reference. I just that was the funny part.
Yeah, that's a reference because like that's like the big scene in the movie where him and
when they play the piano.
Yeah, when they play the piano.
So that's what's that from. There's just all of Act 2 was just a bunch of small, funny, great bits.
Yeah.
This movie had a great Act 2, a solid Act 3, and Act 1 could have just been a little bit better, a little bit shorter.
I think we're gonna go into Act 3 now.
Oh yes, Act 3.
Act 3. Here we go. Here we come. Act 3.
So good.
Yeah, this it picked up.
A long final battle. Like
it was
20 minutes,
and it wasn't like stupid CGI. Like
right.
There wasn't a lot.
Like we had the CGI monsters, but you could tell
there wasn't a lot of destruction. It took place on a little carnival for the most part.
Yeah, literally a Ferris wheel. That's the only thing that broke.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, well, big spoiler, big surprise for us. David was a little let down that he got spoiled. Was that his siblings could become Shazams as well?
I know. I did not see that coming.
And I asked David, I was like, is this from the comics or is this from, like, did they just do this for the movie? And he sent me a picture of the comic of all of them lined up as Shazams. I was like, oh, this is canon.
That just shows you how much we don't know about Shazam.
And I'm glad I got that surprise for me.
But the only shitty part is that like they only get one power.
No, this is what I wanted to know. I think they get the better. I think they all have overall like immunity and whatnot. I feel like the strong guy is stronger. The speed girl is faster. And Shazam is just the average.
Okay.
So they all get
so he can do everything, but they all master one of the skills.
That's what it felt like. Except for, what's Mary? Is she just the female version? Because like she had the same costume, but with a skirt.
Oh, you're right.
And she got the least amount of screen time.
She did. She really. I kind of almost forgot
she was
about
fighting
her.
With. Was that Lust? She would be fighting Lust. That had the weird tentacle fingers, and she was just like wrapped up.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what Lust.
Yeah,
was.
I just like realized now she kind of got.
You know what? Of course,
sideburns.
Lust went after that one. The hottest one. And her skirt. Why did she get a skirt and Darla didn't? Darla had the regular pants on.
Costume design. Man,
it would be nice. And there was in David's picture there was a nice blue one. We didn't get there was like a light blue one, and he was blonde. I think it was Will, the disabled one. I think in the comic he was blonde or something, but he had a nice deep blue one.
Yeah, I didn't even know who that actor was.
Yeah, a nice random one, but seemed like the adult version of him.
Right.
Who's playing him in It? The older version of him in It. Placebo Boy.
Oh, jeez.
It's not Bill Hader.
James McAvoy?
No, I thought James McAvoy was the lead.
I don't know, dude.
Whatever. We'll get back to
my
that.
phone's up, so I'm determined now to look this up.
Yeah, I meant to ask David that if literally they're just like the special versions, like they got the specific powers, whereas Billy's.
Also, his name's not Will; it's Freddie.
Freddie, yep.
Freddie Freeman.
Yep, Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Fish.
Yeah, I knew we were gonna get.
Well, at least we corrected ourselves.
Right.
But maybe there's somebody in the comment that already called us out.
God, I hate those comments. That bring up something that we corrected ourselves on.
Right. Like, just listen to the rest of it. Okay, an actor I don't recognize.
But they all look great.
This is older Eddie.
Oh, fuck. What is he from? Look, go to his IMDb page. I've seen him before.
I am. Hold on. Anything I would recognize him from?
Gosh, what is he from?
Sinister. He's in the Sinister movies.
Nope. Let me see. I'll probably recognize
Oh, dude,
him.
he's in one episode of Hawaii Five-0.
No, that is definitely not it. It was a movie or TV show somewhere. We're just going off of this random dude. What's his name? James Ranzone is playing adult Freddy in It.
Yeah.
He's the placebo boy.
No, I'm an idiot. At first, I thought the main bad guy died, but then he ends up in the end credit scene. So never mind. Andrew answered his own question.
I did like how they brought back the worm, because we saw that his little cage was broken.
So I did a little research.
Oh.
Do you have
the 7 dimensions? I didn't look at any of it.
You didn't look up what that worm is?
Uh-uh.
I did, because I was like, what the fuck is that thing?
What the fuck is this?
And
What the fuck is that?
his name is Mr. Mind.
That sounds kind of familiar.
And if you give me my phone back, I could read what I found off the interwebs.
Looks like this guy was... Is this a Law and Order? Is that what I've seen him from?
I don't know, man.
Inside Man. Maybe that's what it was.
I don't even remember him from Sinister, but I've only seen that movie once. All right, here we go. So, the little worm, his name is Mr. Mind, and he is a part of this group of villains.
Misters?
Yes, hold on. I'm just delaying time to find the picture.
I do like how DC's already starting to explore the different realms. We're not getting multiverses yet, but...
Here we go. Mr. Mind teases the Monster Society of Evil.
Monster Society of Evil.
Yes.
Can we get names that roll off the tongue, please?
Like Sinister Six.
Yeah.
That's good. Anyway, so
or
yeah.
the League of Doom.
So it looks like this little worm is like a mastermind, and that's why he was trapped by the old Shazam dude. And it was a very cool way to set up this world that they're building just for Shazam now, it almost feels like. And
I legit said that we could drop Justice League for like 5 to 6 years. I will take the Shazam's team. I want a few movies of that.
Right?
They're a team. It does bother me that there's only 6 of them. There are 7 chairs and only 6 of them.
Maybe somebody else later on.
They adopt a newbie.
I mean, they broke the staff though, so.
Yeah. Oh, can they never transfer the powers?
What's that mean? Does it die with them?
Maybe.
How old do they live a normal life? Do they get to live older? Like, how old was the old Shazam?
David, you need to listen to this whole podcast.
How did Zeus die?
Listen to it again.
Wait, I'm confused.
And then write a paragraph answering all our questions.
Please, David.
Yeah,
David's our DC guy.
I really loved that sequence where he's like, power of Zeus, courage of this, boom, boom, boom.
Strength of Hercules.
Yeah, didn't the gods die? Wonder Woman solved that when the gods died, even though Ares was still alive.
You know, one thing I actually missed, I wanted to bring this up, I'm glad you mentioned that, is it's sad that we're never going to get the DCEU logo.
What do you mean?
Like, remember in front of Justice League and like Wonder Woman, and it was like just the characters, and it kind of was zooming through all of them, and then it had all their silhouettes.
And
it felt like the animated show.
Yeah,
it wasn't there, and I was like, damn, like I like that.
Why are they stopping? Is it because all the drama with losing actors?
Yeah, just that. No money. Everybody's hating on them.
Literally, they recasted Bruce Banner, and it worked for Marvel. I know Batman. You're basically asking to recast Iron Man, basically the DC equivalent.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
I feel like at this point, everyone keeps mentioning it, that DC is always just playing catch up. I feel like it's not so much catch up. I think Warner Brothers realize how much money they're missing out on. Like they don't want to be number one. They just want to be making in the ballpark the money that Marvel is.
Yeah, definitely.
So they're still rushing it, But it's like, you're going to get your money if you do it right. So dumb.
I was a little, because I want to talk about the last 10 seconds last. So I'm going to talk about, I was a little disappointed with the second end credit scene.
It was not, well, it followed the formula. The first end credit scene was the sequel, and the second one was the throwaway one.
I was hoping that Justice League would I was hoping DC would just do another serious one. Mm-hmm. Maybe something for teasing the next movie, Instead
one's the sequel for the movie, and the next one is the DCEU one.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. But instead, you just get what I assume was a little clip from a deleted scene or something that they just put in there.
Right. I thought that was funny.
It was funny. It was just I was just like...
I feel like Aquaman is Freddy's favorite. He was wearing that shirt a lot.
Yeah, he had 3 different shirts.
Mm-hmm. Which I love that idea. Marvel never touches that. People don't really live in this world. You don't see merchandise and whatnot.
Do you have anything to say before I get into this topic?
Like I've said before, I'll say again every time. I'm sure there's 50 other things that I'm going to remember right after this podcast. Yeah, I can't think of it.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Zachary Levi goodness. That's about it.
This is the moment of the podcast where Andrew emphasizes how fucking depressed he got. How there was so much hype, okay? Because obviously you knew it was gonna happen. It was all corny and Freddie did a good job.
Did you see it coming?
The what? Superman?
Yeah, when you saw Shazam coming, did you know that he was going to come after that?
No, but when he said, I brought a friend with, instantly I was like, there. Oh my God. And then it cuts and you see the S and I'm like, this is it.
He's got a tray of
food. This is the this is confirming that Henry's back. And then it's not. It doesn't. It's cuts the neck.
It pulls the Charlie Brown and doesn't show the head.
And I really wish they just wouldn't have done it.
Really? You'd rather not have it at all?
Yeah.
Instead, I'm in the opposite of that. I'm glad it happened. I'm a little if that it wasn't confirmed, but
I think. Sorry. I just think. At this point, it's just just tell me, or don't don't tease me, and at the same time, could you literally not just
maybe they did it on purpose. They're we don't want to tell you.
Right, we don't want to tell you, but do they even know? What the hell?
There's literally two sides to this. It could be they have no idea what's gonna happen, or all this drama could be artificial. Maybe they just do this to stay relevant. They're Henry's got his contract. He's saying we're not gonna let him go. Henry does this weird fucking dog thing, and he shows a.
My thing is that I thought it was just a big marketing scheme.
Yeah,
to get people talking about it and to get
exactly
Warner Brothers trending and Justice League.
And honestly, it sucks. And it's dumb. It's dark. But I'd rather that be the timeline we're in, where Henry Cavill is still certified Superman. Instead of the timeline where we have no idea what's going on.
This movie.
And he might not be.
Just, literally connected that it does take place with the DCEU. So.
Yep.
If they do another movie and.
do.
Oh my God. And Superman is in it, is it going to be Henry? Is it not? I was would it have been so hard to just have him in it just for that one shot where
put a fucking mustache on him. I don't care.
It just made me so depressed because
what would your feelings be if it was Henry Cavill but it was fucking weird CGI lip Henry Cavill?
It'd been Henry still, I don't even think it was that. It was just the issue with I think the Netflix show that he's filming. That's the why he couldn't film that cameo or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, I think whatever.
Just to come in for
The Witcher or whatever.
Literally a few hours. Yeah, The Witcher. Just to put him in the suit.
And also I think it's a little
what
I don't know what Warner Brothers was trying to do with this, but they didn't have to put it in there. Because I assumed this was this little like 10-second scene was the scene that broke Warner Brother and Henry Cavill's like contract. If that really did happen, this was what they wanted him to be in. Was literally to be in a shot for literally like 2 seconds.
Not even yet.
Like, because you could even have a double walking in where it was just this ass. Like, all you needed was Henry to like.
Because if they showed his head, literally the only way that scene would have ended differently is just him like saying, "Hello there" or something, like saying something,
or like, "Can I sit? Is the seat taken?" Just something like
just a little quip.
Yeah, and I don't know, because David and I were just talking about it, and like David is very sentimental when it comes to this because like this is his Superman, and I feel for him because like, I mean, I've never really been into Superman. But
right.
Henry Cavill got me into it. I was like, all right, dude, you're cool. Like Christopher Reeves, nah, like not mine. Yeah. Or the other dude.
This is our Superman.
Nah, like this is the Superman that I'm going to be like, you know what? Like young Andrew Jr., you want to look at Superman? This is him right here. Like Henry Cavill. That is like, look at that guy. Mm-hmm. That is Superman. Don't look at the other garbage. Nobody talks about Superman 3.
They're not garbage. I mean, Superman Returns, but like the first few.
Nobody talks about Nuclear Man. I mean,
it's weird to when did Man of Steel come out? 2013. It's only been 5 years,
I think. When did Dark Knight Rises come out?
That's a great
Because
question.
I think it came out the year after.
Honestly, I think it was 14 or 15.
Yeah, Man of Steel 2013. So Dark Knight Rises came out in 2012.
Technically 6 years ago, not 5.
So
wow, that's weird.
Then Batman v Superman 3 years later. So
Superman needs 4 to 5 more years to be on track with Tony Stark and Captain America. How they're going to be phased out in the new wave.
I don't know. It just isn't that hard.
Apparently,
if Robert Downey Jr. could literally appear in Civil War as a supporting character and in Homecoming as a supporting character, is it that hard?
Why is it a breach of contract? Why can't you just be like, can we just give you...
That's where it just doesn't make sense. And like, I feel like they're just waiting.
I feel like it's a union issue.
I just feel like they're waiting for the right time to be like, nah, dude, Man of Steel 2, like 2020.
BVS was Man of Steel 2.
No, it wasn't. Shut your whore mouth. It was not. Like, I'm hoping for some miracle. Like, that's what they're doing. And, like, it'd be great if Henry just walks out in his suit or whatever on stage at Comic-Con this summer. And everybody just... And then they would steal the show because it'd be over. They're like, yeah, Henry's back. And we're doing a Man of Steel 2. We're giving him a second chance at his solo movie.
What would it be called?
I was just thinking Man of Steel 2, but I guess you're thinking of like a little tagline underneath.
Yeah, your colon.
I don't know. I mean, you just have Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Iron Man 2, I guess Thor 2, The Dark World.
That's not DC's thing. You got Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises.
What's a good Brainiac? Is that too big of a villain?
Not too soon. Maybe the Gorilla. Fuck, what's his name?
I thought that was a Flash villain.
He's kind of both.
Kind of both.
A lot of the DC villains kind of crossover, yeah. Because you got
David. Tell us
you've got Brainiac,
villain,
Darkseid. And I feel like the Gorilla guy. Fuck, what is his? I feel like in the Gorilla guy are like the big 3 like Justice League villains.
But yeah, that would be my hope and dream for Comic-Con this year is that we finally find out the fate of Henry Cavill and what's going on with all that jazz.
His name is Gorilla Grodd.
Gorilla Grodd.
That just makes too much sense.
Too much sense. Literally, the name Gorilla is in his name.
He is primarily a Flash
primate,
villain.
But I'm done.
That face you made. It's late.
Dude, it's almost 3 a.m. I think we got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
We got to play tennis in the morning.
Hold on. There's a few more things I feel like.
Oh, God.
A few more things here and there.
What's on your mind?
Does that wrap up all the drama?
I think it does. At least what I want to say. And then my hopes and dreams for Superman.
How sure are you that Henry's not coming back? Because I'm still pretty confident that he can come back.
At this rate, I'm kind of like.
Or are you just done with all the drama and the waiting?
I'm not done with it. I just don't think it's looking as promising. I feel like because this happened like at least 6 months ago,
right?
Like I feel like by now they would have been like they would have
realized I'm wearing my Batman shirt.
They would have clarified a little bit more. But here's the thing. I was talking about this with the person that I saw with today, that like Ben Affleck he came out and he's like, I'm done. He's like, I'm not Batman anymore. Henry hasn't done that yet. Henry hasn't.
Because Henry wants to be Superman still.
And so that's why I think that's like my only like glimmer of hope is that like the actor hasn't said he's done yet.
Like, what is the issue? Like, does Warner Brothers not like his scheduling?
Like, here's a good example. I feel like David just was at this convention and he ran into the actor who plays like Ray Fisher or whatever, who played Cyborg. And he asked him, what's going on? Are you Cyborg? And he was like, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
And so like, I feel like Henry's in that same boat. Like, I feel like Henry is like, I still want to be Superman, but like, they haven't told me anything.
It's literally all studios' fault.
So I think it's like Warner Brothers, DC just messing around and being idiots. And then they realize, oh, Henry, you're not successful. Aquaman is. And now Shazam is really successful.
Excuse me. Man of Steel was very successful, if that is their logic.
Like, and that's what I do. But I think like in recent, like they're just like, oh, well, Batman v Superman was not received well, and
how about
Justice
you make a
League
good movie
was not
and
received
then
well. Like, give
judge's performance.
Yeah, just not based off that. Like, and now I feel like they're just gonna focus because they like immediately announced Aquaman 2, and like I'm like, but like Man of Steel 2, like give him another chance just because it didn't do as great as Aquaman, because Aquaman was what, the first DC movie to make $1 billion.
I thought Wonder Woman capped $1 billion. And then Aquaman surpassed it recently.
Maybe they both did. But anyways, like I feel like if you make a Man of Steel 2 and you make it and you get like a good, interesting director, and I'm not saying that Snyder isn't, I'm just saying that maybe like
don't put Lex Luthor in it. Bring one of the big bads.
Nah, just I don't know.
Honestly, it doesn't need to be Brainiac, but at least tease Brainiac at the end of it.
Right?
Because I think Brainiac is a big Superman villain. If anything needs to be recast in the Superman universe, it's Lex.
Yeah, definitely.
Get that trash out
he's
of here.
the mistake. He was the mistake in Batman versus Superman. He was the big mistake.
I do want to know where contracts fall into place, because like you said, it would have broke his contract just to appear for a cameo.
I guess that's like, it just doesn't really make sense because like he does have a contract with Warner Brothers that he has to do shit.
I want to know what the issue is with like what you're getting paid, because obviously the big drama with Marvel is that actors are getting too expensive to keep on. Where are those numbers coming from? Who is the one demanding more money?
Do actors have stock?
I feel like it's a veteran thing, like with sports. Like the older a player is getting and the longer they're along with the team, you have to pay more. Like, it's mandatory.
So if Robert Downey Jr. started out with like 100,000 per movie, and then by his fourth movie he's like, you know what, I want 500,000.
Now, is that him, his agent, or is it like the union saying that there's a vet minimum?
Yeah, I don't know at that point. You know what, I think it's the actor, because the prime example is Iron Man 1 with the guy who was playing Rhodey, where he was like, I want more money than Robert Downey Jr.
I think that was different. I think he felt like he brought more to the table than what he was getting paid.
It like right there shows you that like an actor does have that power to be like, hey, pay me more money, like for the next movie, or I'm not going to be in it.
It's like the only thing I'm concerned with is like when we're making big bucks, I'm like, I want to be in the 5th movie. I will take a pay cut. Like I don't want to call actors selfish, and I feel like a lot of it's not in their hands. But like, I feel like Robert wants to keep playing Iron Man, where I know Cap, like Steve, God, Chris Evans is a little done with Captain America. I feel like Robert still wants to be.
I feel like Robert
Iron
realized how much he was like, you know what? Like, I do like this. Like, I think he kind of was done.
Iron Man saved him.
But I think
there's a lot of symbolism that brought him back.
A good joke is in 22 Jump Street when the end credits, they're just doing all the different Jump Streets, and then Seth Rogen pops up as Jonah Hill, and then Jonah Hill comes back, and he's like, oh no, we had like conflict, like agreements or whatever. So I feel like it's about, I think it's everybody. I think actors have disagreements. I think your agency has disagreements. I think studios has disagreements, and because like that's one thing I think people don't understand is like Warner Brothers, like, you know, and Disney, like they buy an actor, and then that actor has to be
that definitely is a bad thing to come up with these universes now, is that you're being bought onto big contracts.
You're being bought, and you're like, hey, we're gonna make 5 movies, but you're also gonna make just like 2 random ass movies for us that probably aren't gonna be that good, but you're gonna have to do it.
You don't even know if these 5 movies are gonna be good,
right? Like
wasn't that Chris Evans' big thing? Is he didn't know if Captain America was gonna be good.
I also think that's Ben Affleck's thing, is that he was promised like for these movies to be good, and then Batman v Superman was poor, and then Justice League was even worse, and so he was like, I don't want to be in this anymore. Was it worse? I think people didn't like it as much, or like I think honestly,
I always thought the common thing was that Justice League was better than BVS. I feel like BVS was a dumpster fire, and then Justice League,
Suicide Squad was a dumpster fire.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I take that back.
And he also was in that.
And to be fair, I haven't seen the ultimate cut of BVS, which I have heard is a lot better.
Yeah,
not great, but better. We stopped talking about Shazam for quite a long time.
I think
it is a great movie. Go see it.
Honestly,
I would love for this to break $1 billion too. I think it's unlikely because it's not as mainstream of a character.
And also, a movie comes out in about 2 more weeks.
Yeah, the timing really sucked on this one.
3 weeks, but yeah. So
you know what? A movie can make $1 billion in 3 weeks, right?
Nah, it took Captain Marvel a minute, so it just passed like last week.
Oh my god! Captain Marvel got $1 billion.
Yeah, it's the 6th one in the Marvel franchise to pass $1 billion.
That would be
the second
great.
solo. So
that would be great though if DC could just get 3 billion ones with totally different characters.
Yeah.
Basically back to back to back.
On that note, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Our new setup. Hopefully, it sounds nice.
We're capping on almost an hour and a half.
Oh, that's solid, dude. I feel like for like comic book movies, like an hour and a half, hour 45 is
minimum.
Is like
we rambled on a lot too.
But that end game, I'm nervous. Dude. I'm gonna have to get like an energy drink or something.
My God.
Because
yeah, it's gonna be a late night.
Like, I don't know if people, like, if you didn't watch a reaction, because, 6,000 people watched it. But
we're kind of a big deal.
We have tickets for the 10 o'clock. The movie will probably start at 10:30. I did
lock away, by the way.
Huh?
I did lock away if you're looking for it.
The movie will start at 10:30. We're literally going to be there till...
Dude, wouldn't it be awesome? There's like, this is the biggest movie of like the decade. We're not going to put previews on this. We're going to... That would suck if we were like, we could show up at like 10, 20. It'll be fine. We missed 20 minutes of the movie. We're not doing that.
We're going to get there like 20 minutes before the movie.
We're going to get there at 6 o'clock.
And then, so then we have to watch a 3-hour movie, come back. We got to have this stuff set up.
We got to do Infinity War. Watch that before.
Thursday is just going to be a day of nerding.
Dude, Thursday's going to be fun.
It's going to be a fun day. I'm excited.
Great day. And we have to do like watch a 20-minute recap of all the movies before Infinity War.
Cram it in.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, it's been real. I'm look forward to that.
Mm-hmm. Got some changes coming.
Changes are coming.
Our schedule has been off.
I mean,
podcast coming out on Tuesdays.
We were talking about April, how crazy April was going to be.
It's crazy.
This is just how it's going to happen.
It's crazy that you told me that we have 1 week off after Endgame, and that's literally every week has a movie.
Yeah. Till like September, probably.
I'm so mad that I have to watch Pet Sematary and then Hellboy because I really want to watch Shazam again, and I don't want to spend money.
No.
I got 2 open slots. I got to watch fucking Pet Sematary and Hellboy for next week.
Yeah, I watched Pet Sematary. I'm not going to say my thoughts because you got to save that for next time.
Yeah.
But I do have my gripes.
This is we didn't mention it before. This is very weird that for Dumbo we watched it 10 hours later. Then we talked about it. This is the first time we've seen
a movie by ourselves.
By ourselves.
Yeah, we had to.
10 hours later talk about it.
Yeah.
Just our schedules didn't line up.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, this has been Andrew.
And this has been Caleb.
It's been real, guys. Peace.
Bye.